What up, fellas? So even though the title of the video sounds extremely sexist, just hear me out, okay? Again, none of this video, just like any of my other videos, are not meant to talk down on women. So don't get that twisted. Women have some powers, even some superpowers, aka being able to be emotional and think with emotions that men don't have as much as women do. So that's also extremely powerful in certain situations. But when I say superpowers, when I say powers in general, I mean things that can change the world, change the society around us, and only men have that. Why do I say that? Is because just look around you. Everything you see out and about, the house that you live in, the car that you drive, the road that you drive your car on, anything and everything that you see out and about, the buildings, real estate properties, physics, everything was invented by a man or made by a man. 99.99999% of the things in this world were made by men. Women, they made what? Shower head, dishwasher, feelings, etc. Right? So when we look at it, it's really men who have the upper hand in this society. It's really men who are the prize in the society. Because men are still going out, breaking the bread, bringing the bread back home. Breaking their back, bringing the bread back home. Men are still the one who have testosterone that's going to give them the ability to be able to have a better body than women. It's way easier for men to build a better body, build a good looking physique, build a Greek godlike physique, as I always mention in my other videos. Because testosterone is a hormone, is a chemical that is so powerful when it comes to burning fat and building muscle, which is something women don't have. And this is why I have zero respect, and I don't listen to any excuse when it comes to overweight men. I don't have any respect, or I don't listen to excuses in general from men and women both when it comes to losing weight and getting in shape. But when it comes to men, I have even less respect for that. Now, don't get me wrong, when it comes to women as well, I have also absolutely no tolerance for their crap either, is because, yes, I get it that it's harder for you to lose fat, but your fat gets stored in your hip. That's the first place fat gets stored in a woman's body. And the first place fat gets stored in a man's body is in his lower stomach, is in his stomach area. So think about that. If your fat is being stored in your hip and your breasts for the majority of the time, before they overcome that limit and then they start being stored in other parts of the body, and your hips are what makes you attractive to men, then you also have an advantage, because you don't even have to do all those extreme high intensive workouts to have a nice looking body. Because if you just do the minimal and keep your diet in a minimal check, you don't even have to be super strict with your diet. You're still gonna be able to slim down on your stomach area and have a nice hip, nice big rounded hip, which is what men are attracted to. But as men, we need extensive, intensive workouts, because our stomach area is what makes us more attractive to women. Women like guys with abs. We all know that. So when fat starts building in our stomach area, we need to actually have it not only slim down, but also in a six-pack position, which is a lot more work than having a bigger and wider and bulkier hip, because your hip are automatically taking the fat in. So what I'm trying to say is that women are trying to get a bigger hip, bigger butt. Men are trying to get a smaller waist, slimmer stomach. This is the advantage they have over us. But nonetheless, that's one aspect of it, right? Testosterone. Now, what does testosterone also help us do? It's simple, fellas. You have testosterone, you know what it does. It makes you hyper focused. It has the ability to make you hyper focused. It has the ability to keep you on your track, to go get stuff done. That's what testosterone does for us. As men, we also have logical thinking. We don't, for the majority of the part, if we were raised right, if we were able to express our masculine side instead of these other boys that you see are being dumbed down and saying and being told that masculinity is toxic pretty much in every aspect of their social and personal life, in their school, at home, from their peers, from the girls they're dating, they're talking to. Everybody's telling them, oh, this is not masculine. This is not what a real man does. Real man sucks up to a woman. Real man cares about his feelings. Real man shares his feelings, talks about his feelings. Feelings, 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 feelings. All the time, that's all it's about. No, don't get me wrong. Yes, you should be emotional, okay? You should feel emotions. You should feel feelings. If you're not feeling any of that, then you're probably a sociopath or a psychopath. That's not normal. It's normal to feel all of that, but it's not normal for a man. A man doesn't act upon them. So when people are saying, "Oh, don't be like a girl, don't cry," and this and that, that's really what they're trying to say. Is that it's okay that you're feeling this certain way, but don't act upon it. Okay? Share this feeling if you really must, then share this feeling with somebody who cares about you. Maybe your parents. That's the first place I would go, to my mother. Because she can see me cry all day long. My value in front of her is not going to drop a single bit. But if I show that in front of, let's say, a girl who's just even a friend of mine, right? Let's just say a girl who's just a friend of mine. I have no sexual attraction towards her. She has no sexual attraction towards me or whatever. We're just simply friends. Even though I have no female friends, I don't believe in female friends. Even then, my value in front of her is going to drop a little. Subconsciously, even if she doesn't agree or admit to that, is going to drop. In front of my friends, now that's different. Let's say if it's your homeboy and it's your day one homeboy and you guys have been through some rough times together, you have seen him vulnerable, he has seen you vulnerable, that's perfectly normal in my opinion. You guys are there to support each other. But let's just say that it's some dude who's your classmate. You barely know each other. You aren't that close with friends with him. Maybe you guys hung out once or twice and shared a couple stories and drank a couple beers. That's about it. But if that guy sees you, now there's a very good chance that your value dropped in front of him, and he might actually think you're a weak man, and he might actually try to take advantage of that. Again, anybody who doesn't know you or who doesn't care about you, that's a key word. Someone needs to care about you. Anybody who doesn't care about you truly might take advantage of the fact that they just saw you vulnerable. So be smart with that. And that's why we always say that don't be like a girl. Don't be a wimp. Don't cry. Don't be a crybaby, this and that. Only to men. Only to boys. Because this is the reason. Is because if those boys start acting like this, they're gonna be run over. People are going to take advantage of them. And we know this. No, you can't sit here and tell me that no, people are not gonna take advantage. How do you know? How do you know that what the rest of the society thinks about this individual who they just saw crying in front of them? I don't know either. They might have good intentions, but I always, and you should too, prepare myself for the worst. I never keep my expectations up high. I always keep my expectations low, and I always keep myself ready for the worst. Which is why I say that if men were raised right, because somebody in their life, especially a masculine father figure role, needs to be able to explain all of these things to this little boy, to this young teenage gentleman. Otherwise, he's going to be run over for the rest of his life. He won't know what to do. He's going to listen to females or his single mother who has zero idea how masculinity should work. So if you're raised right, then you know that you have the power to think logically. And logic makes the world go around. Money makes the world go around. How do you make money? With logic. You don't make money from emotions. right? Any kind of success you can think of in this world was made by logic. Yes, emotions were involved. Don't get me wrong. You have to feel some sort of emotions. You have to feel some sort of connections to the thing you're doing, to the business you're doing, to the real estate investment you're making, to the career path you're going into in school, in college, the classes you're taking. Those are hard. Those are stressful. Maybe you're a doctor. All these patients that you're seeing. Maybe it affects you emotionally. Yes, I get it. Emotions are involved. Emotions are high and low, but it's logic that's helping you make these decisions. You're not going to make decisions based on emotions. You're going to subside that emotions because as men we have that power. This is a very important superpower that we have the capability to differentiate logic from emotions. If we don't subside emotions from logics, building's going to crash down, bridge is going to fall, patient's going to die. Things are at risk. And this is why it's so powerful to be logical, which is what men have. We have this power. Fellas, it's kind of a self-explanatory, okay? Video. I mean, go figure. Like, your dad is making all the money for the most part in your family. And your mom is just there to sit around and not do anything. And still she's opening her mouth and letting you know that females rule, that she runs this family. No, she doesn't. Your dad's making all running this family in the back burn, and nobody's even looking at it. Nobody even wants to praise him. If you get to a family gathering your uncles, your aunts, and other people come in your family, they always talk about, oh, this was so good, this food was so good, Jenny. I don't know why I just picked Jenny. Forrest Gump came in my mind, but yeah, you made such good food. Oh man, you're also taking care of the kids. Man, you're so brave. You're so powerful. And on the other hand, this man is working like a donkey, 80 hours a week, trying to feed the family. Nobody even talks about that. It's just the guys when they get together, maybe in the garage or in the backyard by the grill. That's when they might say, "Oh, how's work? This and that." Nobody else pays attention to him. Why? Because oh, this is just how it's supposed to be. The man is just supposed to bring the money in. Fellas, money makes makes the world go around. So, that tells you how progressive we really are becoming. We're going backwards now, and we're calling that progressivism. Sure, sure, why not? Fellas, you also notice this when you see putting bars up, right? This is an important point right here. Any kind of historical or social or athletic bar that you see, standard that you see was set by a man for the most part. And people try to break that record, right? Let's say you made a printer. You're a man and you made the printer. The next person is gonna try to make this printer even better. Let's say you're a dude who ran in athletes and sports. We always know that it's the men's side who's gonna have the bigger, better results. Why? Because men are just biologically, physically stronger than women, which is what you need in sports. Like a man is gonna have a lower time when he's running track. Maybe in soccer, a men's team is gonna make more money than women's team. More people are watching him. Basketball, same thing. Football, same thing. They're gonna be more aggressive. So the next tier of men are gonna be like, okay, now I have to break that record. I have to break that norm, that standard. I have to make my own standard. Creating a legacy. All those comes from men. All the legacies that you see in this world, 99.9% of them were made by men. Now, after watching all this, somebody's going to come here and say that, oh, but women are the one who are giving birth to men. That is not a credit. That is a biological imperative that you are given, just like your looks. It's the same argument females try to pull out that, oh, we are the prize because all these men want us. Why do all these men want you? Is it because you established something, you've done something? No. It's because of the looks that you were given. There's zero credit in there. There's zero accomplishment in there. You were born with it. Half of the time, 90% of the time, you don't even work out to keep that tight body. It's because you're young, your metabolism is high, your body is tight, your skin is tight. That's why you look good. And that's why we say women hit the wall, because when everybody hits the wall, like when it comes to biological time. Yeah, I get that. People start getting old, their skin starts to get saggy, this and that. But if you start taking care of it at an early age, you're gonna postpone that wall a little bit longer. And you don't do that. That's why you hit the wall so quick. I can tell what this woman's past was in her 20s if you tell me her age and show me a picture of her. If she's 28 and looks like she's 38, that means she had a rough 22, 23, 24-year-olds old days. Those days were very rough for her. But in her head, she was like, oh, well, I'm just having fun. Just jumping from one guy to the next guy's bed and just clubbing, bar hopping to this bar to the next bar every freaking weekend. So, again, same thing with birth. If men were able to give birth to kids, that ability to give birth to kids, if men had that biologically, naturally, because that's all it is. It's not like women woke up and they went to the doctor and the doctor put something in their body and now they're magically able to pop out babies. They're born with it. There's no credential on it. So don't get that to your head. Don't let that get to your head. Hope this video made sense. Like, comment, subscribe. Fellas, just know you're the prize. Don't let anybody ever tell you otherwise. Until next time, stay blessed, stay beautiful, and above all, stay classy.